I think I've nailed down every single sketchy type and the watch that fits them best. Breitling does not get to corner the market on sketchy, so I'm here to help the brands address a new target customer, the sketchy customer. Let's dive in.
You know, in America, it's bling bling.
All right, guys, listen. Today we're diving into the ultimate list of the sketchiest watches on the planet. And the video we're reacting to, he thinks that Breitling somehow owns this category. I mean, that's wrong, completely wrong. Breitling isn't the king of sketchy. It's just one stop on this highway of questionable life choices. So, guys, I had to react to this video because while the original reviewer is handing out sketchy points like parking tickets, I'm here to actually narrow this down. We're going to break down all of the top tier list of sketchy watches. I'm going to play this video mostly uninterrupted, so let's dive right into it.
Bling, but out here it's bling bang, huh? I wouldn't want you getting in any trouble.
The Mercenary. I might as well start with Breitling because Breitling is definitely for the sketchy types. Specifically, and they did get it right with DiCaprio in Blood Diamond, the off-the-books smuggler/foreign mercenary working in a war-torn sub-Saharan country definitely needs to own a Breitling Chronomat 42mm with BO1 movement. Ideally, it's not with the steel bracelet, but on the strap instead. The watch itself is titanium, which makes it light, which is something I'm sure is important when someone moving through the bush with heavy gear. It's big, which helps for both legibility, but it's also going to be necessary for a person that likely has thunderous triceps, huge biceps, and forearms to match. It works at the local hangout as well. It comes across as something a former special forces person might own and could even come across as some sort of unit watch. Not everybody's a mercenary though. Some people just want a little bit more of a down-to-earth job. And I'm thinking nightclub owner and part-time drug dealer. Your nightclub is in Miami or maybe Ibiza. You're not afraid of wearing Cuban shirts and a lot of gold. Everybody knows you're the local man. If you're a discerning nightclub owner and a drug dealer, you have class and you go for a pre-owned classic Royal Oak offshore in full gold, the 26470, which literally was known as the brick. But getting hold of an almost 350 gram full gold classic of a watch could be hard. So going for the current 26420, which will set you back around 57,000 francs, is an entirely acceptable option. I think with modern tastes, the true nightclub owner and drug dealer wouldn't go full gold, and the choice of strap would just work better in this kind of environment. When you're looking to buy or sell a house, as far as I can tell, you're usually at best a 50-50 chance of either getting a good real estate agent or a super dodgy guy who doesn't, do things by the books all the time. He's got all sorts of weird arguments. Paperwork seems fudged even though you can't quite put your finger on it. And they've always got this, I've got a guy they can call who would be interested if you're creative about the payment. This is admittedly a small-time kind of hustler that can still pull in some serious bank depending on the zip code. And this is a person that has to get a two-tone Daytona. They can't quite grift the system enough to afford a full gold model, and they don't have the purchase history to get the full steel model. So they get the two-tone. And with two-tone, it signals some level of money, but also for this kind of grifter, it's a signifier of them not quite having graduated to elite levels of grifting and scams. It's what I'd call the starter grift watch. It's an excellent option.
Yeah, he's got a good point. I mean, it screams door-to-door salesman for an alarm company, for a company that doesn't exist, because they're staking out your house to break into late at night. So yeah, I know exactly what he means. All right, let's dive back in.
Option. Whether you are sketchy or not, hopefully you're enjoying the content. If so, click the subscribe button. I do not discriminate. You can be as sketchy as you want. It's entirely up to you. Hope you enjoy my video. Click subscribe, maybe leave a comment. Thanks a ton. I'm probably going to hurt some close friends' feelings right now. Guys, I know you're really rich in crypto, but crypto is still not universally accepted, and it still, to most people, comes across as sketchy. And I know stablecoin is going to be a totally legit thing, but it's not yet. Crypto still has the air of sketchiness, and crypto bros, by association, have that air of sketchiness as well. As Jim Jeffries would probably put it, it's got all the hallmarks of crime, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Now, I actually know exactly with facts what a crypto person should buy. They should buy a Mosa. Why? Because they did.
A homage to 8 years of Bitcoin Swiss and to those men who started it Our founders. On the date discs, custom 8s and 3s, a tribute to the foundational crypto asset. Only 5 watches exist, and no more will ever be made. The full intricacy of the Endeavor perpetual calendar clockwork, visible on the back. 7-day full power reserve, endurance and stamina to continue where others give up. The Mosa and C Endeavor perpetual calendar, white gold. Bitcoin Swiss Founders 5 edition.
The founder of Bitcoin Suisse, the first Swiss accredited Bitcoin exchange, bought custom Mosa watches to celebrate the founding of their business. And Mosa makes sense. Mosa is Swiss and its heritage, but it's also a brand that prides itself on doing its own thing. To me, Patek would be the established bank, and Mosa are the crypto exchange. You get a watch that bridges the established and the legitimate with the new and potentially sketchy. Private equity, corporate finance. Even when it's legal, it does come across as sketchy to a whole lot of people. Now, this is a space in the business world where people make a lot of money, and we kind of know that somebody is getting burned. Likely the little guy, but it's technically all legal. But what if you want to actually go all in on white-collar crime, embezzlement, tax evasion? Well, if I was a tax evader and not very good at it, I'd own a reshod meal. The reason I say not very good at it is these are the dimwits that report to the government that they have no money, and then they upload pictures on their Instagram from their home in Dubai that they're driving around in Lambos and flashing reshod meals. These nitwits eventually all get caught because they cannot control their need to flaunt their flagrant law breaking. But the smart embezzler goes for something understated. They go for something like a Grübelforce. It's massively expensive, it's hyper limited, but most people would not have a clue what it was. Other good options would also be a Kronefeld or a Lange & Söhne. All of them would do in a pinch, and they all have that all-world heritage and credibility that you need to do when you're into really high-end financial crime. It's getting sketchier and sketchier, and we're thinking about the child that's born into wealth. Old money. There's a big company that he or she will someday inherit when dad kicks the bucket. But the problem is, there are more siblings, brothers, sisters, whoever. Nobody's going to kill anybody. But are we willing to discredit those siblings and maybe have one or two of them committed to the insane asylum to ensure that you get the lion's share of the stock and thereby the controlling interest in the family business? Of course you are. It's a cutthroat succession kind of world, and there's only one watch and one brand that will do. Patek Philippe Cubitus.
Yeah, and he has a good point there. And, you know, it kind of seems like he's throwing shots at the Rothschild family. It sounds like a similar story that I heard. But, guys, I just wanted to quickly pause it because while this guy, I mean, the reviewer, he's throwing out every sketchy stereotype in the book. I mean, we're actually building the real list. Not every flashy watch really qualifies. I mean, not every gold case, it screams like a criminal mastermind. But this watch right here, I mean, this one totally does it. We're narrowing this down based on design, reputation, and kind of the resale behavior, the owner stereotypes, these real world patterns. I mean, guys, if you agree, hit that like button, hit subscribe. Let's finish out this video here.
The Patek Philippe saying goes, you know the ads, you never really earned your right to that wealth. You merely positioned yourself and made your relatives look like worse options. I'm making the usual mistake, and I get this every time. Mike, you're focusing too much on the high end. What about showing some love for those of us that are super sketchy but don't have a ton of cash? Well, don't worry, fret no more. I've got you covered. You've got a side hustle. You drive across the border to buy cheap cigarettes, beers, and alcohol to sell them in your local store, and you on occasion forget to report the VAT and the duties and the tariffs. Maybe you have a candy store or any one of those tourist shops that sells ducks in a prime city location where all people think is like, how can they possibly make money? You're a small-time money launderer and maybe just a VAT optimizer. Now, this is going to be a controversial pick, but I do believe a Tudor FXD Marine Nationale is an excellent option. Why? Because the FXD is the kind of watch somebody smuggling drugs by diving off a boat and scubaing into shore would use. And you're not doing that. You're taking your Toyota Hiace panel van across the border and buying discount cigarettes. But in your mind, you see yourself as that diver evading the Coast Guard. The FXD embodies the persona of that subversive anti-establishment person you see yourself as. It's not overly expensive, it's butch and manly, and there's nothing that'll scratch when you unload crate after crate of beer from the panel van. Now, I'm not saying grey market dealers are sketchy at all.
Really?
But when Hell's Angels need to launder money, offloading a couple of Rolexes is not a bad way to go about it. So if you, let's say, some sort of chronometric item nobleman,
I understood that reference.
doing some dodgy commission dodging, which watch should you own? Submariner, of course. 80 to 90% of the stock that makes you money is going to be Rolex. Sometimes you'll be forced to take a Breitling in trade, but you need to look the part, and the Submariner is the best option. It's a great starter watch for the first-time sketchy grey market dealer. As you get better...
Of course, the Rolex Submariner, absolutely destroyed, called out for the biggest scam. But guys, that's the final cut. I mean, the top sketchy watches narrowed down, ranked, and basically just exposed. I mean, from the Breitling Mercenary Classic, the Daytona, the two-tone grifter starter kit, and the Crypto Bros one. I mean, it's over for you Crypto Bros. But guys, these are the pieces that have earned their sketchy reputations, honestly. So what makes them great isn't just the stereotypes, it's the mix of legit craftsmanship and, you know, the wild characters who choose to wear them. That's what I love about watches is the watch isn't just the craftsmanship, but it's also about who wears it. So guys, if you enjoyed this breakdown and you think I missed a watch that truly belongs in the most sketchy watches, hit that like button, smash subscribe. I'd love to hear your nomination down below. I'm reading them all. We're trying to build this channel up so we can push more watch content to the masses. We basically take the best reviews we can find, we react to them, and we give you a product here on our channel that you won't want to miss. So guys, hit that like button, hit subscribe. Trust me, we'll try and play all these clips uninterrupted as well. You guys take care.